Alright, and we're recording, and very good. Alright, good morning, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I will determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person that committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume you to be innocent of those charges. The presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the state attorney's office can prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or that there will be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had an opportunity to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear or affirm, tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When I call your name, you can step forward. Kelly Schaefer. Morning, Ms. Schaefer. What's your date of birth? 4/28/1969. Schaefer, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for one count of violation of an injunction. As to that charge, do you wish to represent yourself? You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I have an attorney.
Okay. And state what can you tell me?
Here's my first offense, Your Honor.
All right. And Ms. Schaefer, I have an address for you on Running Oak Drive in Beverly Hills. Is that where you live?
No.
Okay, where do you live now?
I am not living at my home.
Okay. Okay. Is there someplace else you're living?
I was, up until I showed up at court for the hearing yesterday, I was staying at a friend's house in Hillsborough County on the couch.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, sir. I've been a homemaker for the 14 years, not 17 years of my marriage.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $100. Condition of the bond is that you must abide by that injunction, okay? Whatever that injunction says with regard to contact, you must follow that injunction, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to have you back in court on the 1st of November. Make sure you talk to your lawyer before then, okay?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. Pardon me. Sorry. Melissa Phillips. Morning, Ms. Phillips. What's your date of birth? All right, Ms. Phillips, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for a violation of probation. The folks at probation have recommended that we terminate your probation and have you do 30 days in the county jail. If you want to accept that this morning, you can. If you'd rather have a chance to speak to an attorney first, you certainly can do that. What do you think you'd like to do? Okay. And then, Gail, what's there must be an October arraignment date for Judge Rupi. You're going to hire your own lawyer, Melissa? Do you need the public defender? Okay, I'll appoint the public defender. I think like the 18th.
October 18th?
Yep, there you go. All right, so Melissa, I'm going to leave the bond at no bond. I'm going to move you up to October 18th. for an arraignment. The public defender will come see you before that and see if we can get this worked out for you, all right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Kristen McKinney?
Judge, this needs to go to next Thursday.
Right. Whatever that is. What is next Thursday?
And that'll be what, 2 p.m.? I think it'll be the drug court.
Right.
12.
Right, okay. Ms. McKinney, what's your date of birth?
5/17/96.
All right, Ms. McKinney, you are here on a number of warrants signed by Judge Scaglione. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 warrants encompassing 10 charges. I think they're all no bond warrants for failing to appear. Looks like you're in drug court.
Yeah.
So you have a public defender?
I have an attorney.
Okay. Does he know where you are today? He or she?
Yeah, I should.
Okay. All right. So we're going to leave, obviously, the bond at no bond. I'll have you back in court in front of Judge Scaglione next Thursday, which is October 12th. If you speak to your lawyer, make sure he knows that you're going back to court next week, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Nicole Keller. Morning, Ms. Keller. What's your date of birth?
5/3/90.
Ms. Keller, I have 2 issues for you. I have a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. We have a new charge of felony retail theft. There's probable cause for that. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender? I'll appoint the PD. Bond on the violation of probation, of course, is no bond. I can't change that. That'll be back on the 31st of October. On the theft, I'll leave the bond per the schedule, which is the $2,000. That's also coming back on the 31st of October. And the public defender will come see you before you go to court, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Tiffany Colello. Colello.
No.
Morning, Tiffany. Date of birth?
3/5/1986.
All right. Tiffany, this morning we have a number of new charges. I have 1 count of burglary, and then we have possession of methamphetamine, 3 counts possession of controlled substance, 1 count possession of marijuana, 1 count possession of New Legend drug, 1 count of paraphernalia, possession of 10 or more counterfeit bills, and 1 count of unlawful possession of personal identification. There's probable cause for all of those charges. I think we appointed you a public defender yesterday, is that right?
Sure.
Okay, so we'll continue the appointment of public defender on these. State, remind me about our history. I think it was
Checks, no cross in 2006. DV arrest, no cross 2008. PTI on a false name of Leo. 2017 on a Levy County. Some sort of drug possession, the marijuana and paraphernalia. Looks like she got a withhold on the paraphernalia. 2017 looks like she violated probation. And October, the pawn arrest, looks like.
that was yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Tiffany, I have that address on Hallcrest Avenue. Is that where you work or live? Excuse me.
That's where I was in the answer.
Right. And you have a job these days?
No.
Okay. All right. Pardon me. Then on the burglary, which is on a report by itself, I'll set the bond on that at $2,000. Did we set everything for the 31st yesterday? Did anybody know?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll set this also on the 31st of October. And then on the second affidavit, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those are felony charges. Those will all be at $2,000, and then there's 1, 2, 3 misdemeanor charges. Those will be at $500. So that's another $11,500. So the total for today is $13,500. They're all coming back October 31st, okay? Thank you.
Public defender, Judge?
Yeah, public defender on both.
Thanks.
Aaron Adams. Morning again, Mr. Adams. Date of birth?
August 24th, 1979.
So, Mr. Adams, it's the same bunch of charges we just gave Tiffany. There's a burglary, 1 count of possession of methamphetamine, 3 counts of possession of controlled substance, 1 count of new legend drug, 1 count marijuana, 1 count paraphernalia, 1 count 10 or more counterfeit bills, unlawful use of personal ID, and an additional charge of possession of a firearm by a felon. There's probable cause for those charges. You want to represent yourself or hire private counsel? Would you like the public defender?
Defenders.
I'm going to appoint the public defender, and he may be on a different date because we RCO'd him on 17/7/17 yesterday, I think. So let's make sure these all go to the same place.
That would be what, so CF.
It's a CF. I think that's the case number. It's in the PC. Yeah, 17 CF 717.
No. Okay, he's got a court date of 10/25 with Judge Thomas.
Yeah.
That's not right. Then he's
Yeah,
got
he can see it's a pre-trial before a trial or something, but we sent everything there so that they could, and I don't know what the state's going to want to do ultimately because it's a co-defendant, but we'll put it there and because that's where he's no bonded,
Yes.
and then you guys can sort it out from there.
Sounds like fun, Judge.
There you go. All right. So Aaron, what I'm going to do on these, on the burglary, it'll be 2,000 on the, let's see, in your case, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 additional felonies that will be at 2,000. The felon in possession of firearm will be at 10,000, and then the misdemeanors, which I think there's 3 of, will be at 500. 12, 22. 24. It adds about 25,000, but of course you can't bond out because we no bonded you yesterday on the other charges. And we'll send these all to October 25th, which is where your other cases are, and we'll get everything sorted out from there. All right?
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you. Salvatore Aguelo.
Yes, sir.
Want to, sir, what's your date of birth?
5986.
Sal, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. Apparently you failed to appear in front of her on a charge of possession of marijuana, and that was 2 days ago.
Yeah, I thought it was October 11th. That's another.
Okay. Rich, do you happen to know if they had an offer for him?
I have a different offer, Judge.
I'll take whatever you
adjudicated guilty.
Adjudicate final court costs?
Yes, sir.
All right, Sal, if you want to take care of it today, you can plead no contest. I'd adjudicate you guilty. Assess a fine and court costs, which you would get on a payment plan for if you're so inclined. It would result in your driver's license getting suspended for a year from the Department of Motor Vehicles, but in this case it'd be done. You'd be out of jail today if there's nothing else holding you there. If you'd like to do that today, you can. If you'd rather speak to a lawyer first, you sure can do that.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Can you repeat that a second?
Sure can. If you plead no contest, I'll adjudicate you guilty. I'll assess a fine and court cost of $533. You'd be on your own to make a payment plan to take care of that, but that by itself would suspend your driver's license if you weren't in a payment plan. Because you'd get adjudicated guilty of a marijuana charge, the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles will suspend your license for 1 year. And there are things you can do to shorten that, but you'd have to meet with the folks at DMV about that. But the case would be over. You'd be released from jail today. or you can speak to a lawyer first.
When I pay for $500, can I do that?
You can do that, but that's what I'm saying. Once you do that, understand your license will get suspended for a year. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you want to go that route?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you. But you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this case today?
Yes.
In case number 17MM3316, that's to the charge of possession of marijuana. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest. And plead no contest, that Sal means you're not fighting the charge.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll accept that plea. Find it's freely and voluntarily made. Adjudicate you guilty of the charge. Assess a fine and court cost of $533. Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles will suspend your driver's license for a year. That takes care of it, Sal. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you will be released today, all right?
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck to you. Nope. This is the fine and court cost. James Malika. Morning, James. Date of birth?
March 8th, 1972.
James, this morning we have one count of possession of methamphetamine. There's probable cause for that charge. Did we appoint the public defender yesterday?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll appoint the PD on this one. State.
2013, Bill Cross in possession of heroin out of Orange County. Hernando County, illegal use of credit cards. Looks like he was placed on PTI for that. I'm not sure if he still is. Showing a leaving the scene of an accident and a DUI in 2015. And earlier this month, an arrest on DUI here in Hernando County. All right. Guess that's still open?
Yeah, I think that's what yesterday was. All right, and James, I have that address for you on Hallcrest Avenue in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
That's where I was living, sir.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
Set your bond at $2,000. This one's coming back October 31st. If you get out, make sure you go see the PD, okay?
Sir.
Thank you. Scotty Green. Well, Scotty, what's your date of birth?
5/15/75.
Charges possession of drug paraphernalia. Steve, is this something you can resolve today?
30 days from Hernando County Jail, Your Honor.
Okay, Scotty, you can resolve this today with 30 days if you wish. Otherwise, I'll set you a bond and give you a lawyer. What do you think you want to do?
We're going to resolve it.
Okay, you understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this case today?
Sure.
And then as to the charge that you possess drug paraphernalia, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea. Find it's freely and voluntarily made. I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 30 days in the county jail, credit 2 days served. Fine and court cost is $518, and your cost of incarceration. But that takes care of it, Scotty. You just have to finish the time, all right?
Sure.
Very good. Good luck.
Thank you.
Nicholas Joannis.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yep. Who is this? Hang on one second. Okay.
Yes. I'm not sure. He should have actually been arrested.
Oh, really? Stay with no objection to our own this week. So, okay, it's straight out. And what's the date on this? There you go. Oh, okay.
Technical violation.
Is it a violation of
Well,
probation?
this is a new one, though.
This is new.
Yeah, this is the dirty urine from April, and this is the dirty urine
So
from
he has
yesterday.
a new violation.
Right.
Okay.
So I think what happened is on his first dirty screen, they said, we'll keep you on, but knock it off. And now here he is 6 months later with another dirty, and that's what we're
Clean that up, Your Honor.
That's why we're here.
Good job. Yes, sir. You bet.
Sorry, Nicholas, what's your date of birth?
090794.
All right, Nicholas, you're here on a probable cause arrest for violation of probation. There is probable cause for the VOP. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. Bond, of course, is no bond. I'll send you back to see Judge Merritt on the 31st of October. PD will come see you before then, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Michael Leonard. Michael, what's your date of birth?
9/29/91.
Michael, this is also a probable cause arrest for a violation of probation. There is probable cause for the VOP. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond, of course, is no bond. I'm going to send you back to see Judge Toner in this case, so I'm going to change the date to the 23rd of October. They told you the 31st. It'll be the 23rd. PD will come see you before then, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Kelly Montgomery. Morning, Kelly. What's your date of birth?
2796.
Kelly, you've got two charges. You've got a retail theft and a possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire a private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD state.
Looks like she has an open case out of Pasco County. I'm showing a July arrest, controlled substance without prescription, misdemeanor cannabis and paraphernalia. That's all I'm showing, Your Honor.
Okay. And Kelly, I've got an address for you on Overstreet Lane in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
9 years.
You have a job these days? Okay. Got open charges in Pasco too?
I have a lawyer for that.
Okay. You may want to let him know right away that you have charges here, okay, because it's going to matter in Pasco more than it matters here. Are you working these days?
No.
Okay, I think I asked you that. I'll set your bond on these at $500 apiece. That's a total of $1,000. I'll have you back in court on the 1st of November. Make sure you contact the public defender here and talk to your lawyer down in Pasco too, all right? Michael Nutt. Morning, Mr. Nutt. What's your date of birth?
7486.
Mr. Nutt, this is a felony retail theft. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD state.
Failure to appear back in August for Hillsborough County. Not sure on the charge. Some sort of misdemeanor though. June out of Pasco and FTA. May out of Brooksville, Fleety, Lude, and Dwillis. Looks like he was adjudicated guilty on the Dwillis. And the fleeing looks like he was not found resisting without. Back in March, petty theft and resisting merchants. Looks like that was felony petty theft. And possession of paraphernalia. December, Pasco, shoplifting, resisting without. That's all I can confirm right now, Judge.
All right. Michael, you're on probation right now anywhere?
No, sir.
All right. I have an address for you on Akins Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
10 years.
All right. You got a job these days?
No, sir. I'm just moving.
Your Honor, if I may, he does have a lengthy record out of New York.
Okay. we're there already, so.
Yes.
So, Michael, I'm going to leave the bond per the schedule, which in this case is $5,000. I'll have you back in court on the 31st of October. If you get out, make sure you check in with the public defender's office right away, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So it's 5,000, Judge.
Dustin Patch.
And Judge, this is the one where we have his wife present.
Yeah.
And,
I read that stuff, Dave.
yeah, okay, I was just going to give it to the judge.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Mr. Patch. What's your date of birth?
1980.
Mr. Patch, you're here on a warrant that I signed because you failed to appear in my court on a notice to appear on a VOP. Hang on 1 second. Okay. And Ms. Nettie, what was the recommendation from probation?
Recommendation was 60 days. We did not, no evaluation, no DUI school, and he had told us he completed the hours, but he had to get in touch with the church. It was packed away somewhere. We never received it.
He did pay his court costs in full and completed the VIP.
No DUI, no substance abuse.
Is there any time left, Nettie? Do we know? Hang on, we'll find out.
I believe December is our date, Judge.
All right, so when did he get sentenced? It's an old case. You got a lot of time left. Okay. Mrs. Hall, raise your right hand. Solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
State your name.
Jessica Hall.
And you are related to this gentleman?
I am married to him.
Okay. And where do you guys live now?
9293 Spring Hill Drive.
Okay, how long you been there?
I have owned the house for 6 years, but we just recently moved back less than a week ago.
Okay, because you were out of state because
Yeah.
of your sister?
My sister.
Okay.
My sister actually just traveled with me to make sure I got that letter.
Okay.
She just went back yesterday.
All right. Okay. Here's what I'll do, Dustin, today. If you're interested, and it sounds like you got support here, so maybe you'll be interested, you can do 60 days in the county jail if you want to do it that way. Otherwise, I'll take an admission from you and put you back on probation with all of the same terms and conditions, with the one additional condition being that I'll sentence you to 180 days and then suspend the 180 days. What that would mean is you'd get out today. You would have quite a bit of time left to finish up your conditions of probation. You'd be back on probation. But if you violated your probation again, then you'd be doing 6 months in the county jail. So only you know how motivated you are to get everything done. So if you think you're going to get it all done, you can take that deal today. But understand that if you violate your probation again, you've already will have been sentenced to the 180. What do you want to do, 60 today or go back on probation and take a chance?
I'll take the probation so I can get out and go back to work.
All right. You understand that? He needs support now because if he messes up again, none of this will matter.
We have the money to complete everything.
Okay,
We can
that's
get it
what I
done
want.
within a month.
That's what we want to hear. All right. So, Dustin, you understand by entering an admission today, you give up the right to have a trial to the court, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this today?
Yes, sir.
And case number 15, CT2570, do you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the admission, find it's freely and voluntarily made. I will adjudicate you guilty of any underlying charge that weren't adjudicated on before. I will reinstate your probation with all the same terms and conditions you had before, with the additional condition that I'll sentence you to 180 days in the county jail. I'll suspend the 180 days pending successful completion of the other conditions, which now also include an additional $50 cost of prosecution. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you'll be released today. I need you then to report to county probation no later than 4 p.m. on Monday, October 9th, 2017. All right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You bet. Joseph Scarborough. Want to Joe what your date of birth?
1985.
Joe, I've got new charges today of possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire a private counsel, would you like the public defender? I'll appoint the public defender. State.
In 2005, possession of cocaine, adjudicated guilty. Soon thereafter, we picked up a reckless driving, no valid driver's license, and it's like maybe damage to public land by motor vehicle, and looks like he violated his probation. So I can confirm this morning, Your Honor.
Okay. And Joe, I have an address. I don't have an address for you. Where have you been staying lately?
I've been staying at my boss's house.
Okay. Does that house have an address?
Yes, sir, but I can't remember it.
Okay. Can you tell me what street it's on?
It's off Ponce-de-Leon. It's 98 mobile home, but I can't remember the address.
Okay. And are you working these days?
Yeah, I just started getting a job and doing better.
Okay. All right. On the new charges on the meth, I'll leave the bond at $2,000. On the paraphernalia is $500. Bond on those is total is $2,500. They're coming back the 31st of October. The other issue I have for you is a writ of bodily attachment. That means that a child support hearing officer and a circuit judge determined that you owe some child support. Apparently you hadn't been working for a while.
Yeah.
How long were you unemployed?
About 8 months.
Okay.
9 months, about a year.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do on the child support. I'll find your contempt for not paying child support. The sanction for the contempt is that you serve 10 days in the county jail starting today, or $200 cash purge. So if you can get $200 cash to the jail, you could be free on this one. Of course, you'd have to come up with some money to bond out on your other charges.
How much is the other one?
The other one is a total of $2,500, so from a bondsman, something like $250, I imagine, but that's up to the bondsman. But on this case, it'll be the $200 cash for 10 days. In either event, on this case, you should check with the folks at Child Support Enforcement and try to make sure that you get something worked out with them. If you don't, they'll issue one of these again, and you'll get arrested again, all right?
Yeah.
Yes?
I had the money in my wallet, but left it with somebody.
Okay.
They found me out, but they never should have.
All right. Well, very good. That's all I have for you today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Terry Horner. Morning, Mr. Horner. What's your date of birth? Mr. Horner, have 5 charges this morning. You've got possession of controlled substance, possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia, carrying a concealed weapon, and driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself, you're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
That's better.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
Not sure if he has an open case, Judge. It looks like you may. Misdemeanor in front of yourself.
What's
In
that?
addition, 2002, Delray Beach, burglary, destruction, false name to Leo, both convictions. It looks like he has a prior FTA probably from this misdemeanor that's pending.
Okay, and what's the...
He's got a case set before you for 11-2, possession of marijuana in 20 grams.
Okay. So you got the PD on that one, too?
What's that in that case number now?
Yeah, I need that, too. All right. And Mr. Horner, I have an address for you on St. Andrews Boulevard in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
Going on 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, he's had a very lengthy history on Michigan.
All right. On these charges, Terry, I'm going to leave the bond for the schedule, which is $2,000 on the controlled substance, $1,000 on the marijuana and paraphernalia, $500 on the concealed weapon, and $1,000 on the driving on a suspended. That's a total of $5,500. Those are coming back October 31st. And then, case number?
It should be 16 MM 2333.
It appears you have an open case in front of me for possession of marijuana. And job number 1, when you're out on pretrial release on a criminal charge, is don't pick up new criminal charges. It appears to me that you have. So pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in 16 MM 2333. We're going to hold you without bond on that case until you come back to court, which is the 2nd of November. Public defender is going to come see about all your cases before your court dates at the end of October, beginning of November, okay?
Yes.
Thank you. And William Palmer.
Yes, sir.
Morning, William. What's your date of birth?
8/25/87.
Okay. All right, hang on one second, William.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Okay. All right. We obviously got a bunch of charges here. There are several that I will not be finding probable cause on. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 5 counts of burglary of conveyance that I am finding no probable cause on. On those charges, you're going to get an ROR. It doesn't mean that they can't get probable cause. The state can try to generate more facts to connect you to those cases, but based on the information I have this morning, I'll release you on your own recognizance. Then the other cases, which are
Trying to figure out which ones are which.
Yeah. There's no case numbers.
10 counts of burglary of a conveyance, or actually 13 counts of burglary of conveyance and 1 count of armed burglary of conveyance, I will find probable cause. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, Steve.
Showing a warrant out for his arrest out of Ohio. That's all I can confirm this morning, Your Honor. I'm not sure what the rest of his history looks like.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do on these then, William, is on all of the Berg conveyance, I'll set a bond of $2,000, and on the 1 armed burglary at $5,000. So I think that adds something like another $30,000. I think your cases before. What do you have yesterday? We found yesterday. It's going to the 31st, I think. We set you for the 31st yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these will all go to the 31st as well. If you get out, go see the PD. Otherwise, they'll come see you, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.